Day 3 of the Nashville Regional, and the top overall seed in the national tournament is trying to move on quickly from a loss last night. Vanderbilt faces Wright State for their second time in less than 48 hours. Here's the bracket. Vandy beat Wright State Friday 4-3 with a comeback win, but Louisville came away victorious last night against the Commodores. The Cardinals are in the regional final tonight. Winner of this one is in that game at 9 o'clock Eastern time. Well, Vanderbilt has just 9 hits in 2 games, and last night they left 8 on base. 6th inning, 2nd and 3rd, nobody out, and can't get it done. Jump ahead to the 9th. Tying run at 3rd, but the game ends with a race to the bag at 2nd. Vandy 0 for 9 with runners in scoring position last night, and Tim Corbin had this to say.
We're pitching hard, they're pitching hard, 2 good teams. You realize that, right? These are good pitchers on the mound. These are battles. We just didn't win the battle. You don't go searching for like a lot of ancillary bull. It's just we didn't get the hit. I don't give a rat's about a second game. All I care about is Wright State. That's it.
Well, there you have it. He's Greg Olson. I'm Clay Matvick. It's great to have you with us. Tim and Vandy not looking ahead, but now they have to win 3 straight games to get to the Supers.
Yeah, but if there's any team in the country that can come through this bracket and do what they need to do, which is win these 3 games, it's Vanderbilt. They are depth. Pitching has been unbelievable this season. It's just, will the bats wake up?
And now they're facing Wright State again. Wright State put a scare into the Commodores on Friday, and Boston Smith, the catcher, one of the hottest hitters in the country, 16 homers the last 17 games.
Great swing, short, compact, home run Friday, home run Saturday. Man, if you get something on the inner half to that guy, it's going to go a long way.
Now, Boston Smith is running hot. Tim Corbin hoping for better results tonight. Vanderbilt and Wright State again. A lot on the line coming up next. Another Chamber of Commerce day in Nashville, Tennessee. Mid-80s, plenty of sunshine as we get ready for Vanderbilt and Wright State. Winner plays on tonight against Louisville. Loser is done for the year. 11th time hosting a regional for Tim Corbin and the Commodores, but they're the visiting team for this elimination game. And his lineup looks this way. Rustin Rigdon, R.J. Austin, and Riley Nelson, 1, 2, 3. We'll see them first here in the first inning. And Nelson has reached base in 54 of 60 games. He was the big hero on Friday night against the Raiders.
Yeah, had that 2-run home run that was in question in the bottom of the 8th. Brody Johnson got the no-hitter broken up in the bottom of the 7th on Friday night against this Wright State team. And they're looking for a little bit more production out of the middle of that lineup.
Griffin Paige, sophomore left-hander, 1-3 with an 8.9 ERA. This is his 11th start. He's out of Mount Pleasant Mills, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, high spin rate. Fastball is going to play up in the zone, so he's going to try to get Vanderbilt to leave the zone and go chasing fastballs up.
Rigdon's in the box, and here we go on this Sunday. And the first pitch is downstairs to the freshman. Rigdon playing second base again today for the Commodores. He was 2 for 7 in the first 2 games. Freshman switch hitter batting from the right-hand side against the lefty. Now, he led off the game last night, Greg, against Louisville, batting left-handed and singled, but Vandy only had 4 more hits the rest of the night. Going to try and get that offense going here today.
Yeah, and this guy, low batting average. I mean, for a leadoff guy, 259, but he's a great bat-to-ball skills guy, puts the ball in play, knows the zone very, very well for a freshman.
Rigdon checks his swing and fouls it into the screen. 2 balls and 2 strikes to the leadoff man, who has a 13-game on-base streak. Griffin Paige goes into his wind, and the pitch lifted into short right field. Cam Gilkerson has been really good in right field the last few days for Wright State. He makes the easy catch. And 1 up, 1 down. Here comes R.J. Austin. The junior from Atlanta hoping to see his bat wake up. 0 for 7 the first 2 games of this regional.
Yeah, really struggled early on in the season and was taking on all the pressure of the offense, feeling like he had to carry it, and has relaxed as of late, and then the batting average has picked up.
He was named to the SEC All-Tournament team, was great in Hoover, drove in 4 runs. Trying to pick it up here on this Sunday. Swung on and missed. I think Tim Corbin thinks at times RJ has pressed a little bit this season when the stakes are higher, and maybe that's the case again here the last couple of days. Maybe everybody pressing a little bit for Vanderbilt here in this regional. Again, that #1 national seed, Greg, it puts a bullseye on your back.
It really does. And, you know, we're seeing a little bit of it, but RJ Austin was wearing this all season, and right now, I mean, just struggling. 0 for 7. He's been on base once, and it was a hit by pitch.
Flipping it over to first, Griffin Paige. And RJ Austin is the second out of the first inning.
That's a little bit of the problems. Austin's been chasing stuff outside the zone and chased that fastball.
All right, let's go back to Friday. Riley Nelson, 2-run homer in the 8th inning. It was controversial. It was called foul originally. They overturned it, made it 4-3, and Vandy made that stand up as they escaped the upset on Friday night. Got beat last night by Louisville 3-2. Vanderbilt, the first couple of games of this regional, just 1 hit the first time through the order. They've had a hard time settling in. They got those hits against Wright State late. All 4 of them came in the last 2 innings.
Cam Allen for Wright State was special. Had a no-hitter through 6 innings. Came out. They let the bullpen come in. And from there on, Vanderbilt woke up. The bats came alive, and they were able to overcome the 3-0 deficit.
Big first baseman clubs it into left field, opposite field way, and caught by J.P. Peltier. Griffin Paige with a 1-2-3 first, halfway through the inning. Wright State coming up for the first time on this Sunday. The #1 national seed Vanderbilt goes 1-2-3 in the first, and now Wright State coming to the plate. Eliminated East Tennessee State yesterday 7-5, snapping a 10-game losing streak in the national tournament. And Alex Sogard, in his 7th year as head coach, has seen his team put up a great fight here the last couple of days. Boston Smith, especially in the 5-hole, has been exciting to watch. Even his outs are thrilling.
I mean, he's putting together great at-bats. He's getting good pitches to hit, and then he is doing the damage. 2nd in the nation in home runs now that he has gotten hot in this regional.
Yeah, 25 on the year now. It's right-hander Austin Nye getting the call for Vanderbilt. 6'2", 205-pound freshman out of Roseville, California. That's just northeast of Sacramento. 15th start. And they are hoping that he can be a shutdown guy today.
Yeah, he's been weekend as of late. Was a Tuesday starter. Faced Louisville on the 6th. Numbers haven't been that great lately, but good stuff. Fastball 90-94, cutter, slider, curveball, changeup, and a good high strike rate.
Hunter Warren, the freshman second baseman, stands in the box. 1 for 8 in the regional. Vanderbilt fans might remember that on Friday night he took a 4-pitch walk to start the game against J.D. Thompson. Kind of set the mood for how the game would play out for the next several innings. He would score on Patrick Fultz's double, very next hitter. Going to pop this one up out of play. It's been impressive to see the Raiders the first time through the order. They are 6 for 16, 5 extra base hits, 3 home runs, and 6 of their 10 runs in the 2 games have come first time through.
Yeah, you usually don't see that. It's the exact opposite, where you kind of get a feel for the pitcher second time around, stuff's not as good, and then you start rolling. These guys start rolling right out of bed.
2-1 to Hunter Warren, the leadoff man. Line drive toward the gap in left center field, and that is going to roll all the way to the wall. Warren on his way to second, and he will stop there. Now here come the Raiders again in the first inning. Leadoff double for Hunter Warren.
Good swing, fastball down, bottom of the zone. Starts to leak inside a little bit, and Warren drops the head of the bat on it, laces a double. And here they go again.
So now 11 of their 17 total hits for extra bases here in the regional, as they continue to add to the slugging percentage. Here's Patrick Fultz now. We have seen great power the opposite way for Fultz. 3 for 9, a homer, a couple of runs batted in. RBI double in the first inning Friday, right off the top of the wall in left center, and homered yesterday in the 7th to tie the game against East Tennessee State. Roller back up the middle, sliding over is Rigdon. He has it, he'll throw to first. Warren goes to third on the play. So a productive out for Fultz, as now Warren is 90 feet away from the first run of the ball game, and that'll bring up the DH Gus Gregory.
Yeah, he's going to get high-fived by everybody. Did a great job. Change up, down and away, off the plate. Gets out there, knows his one job is to get a ball to the right side. He gets out there and hooks that change up about 4 or 5 inches off the plate.
Gregory 1 for 8 in the regional. 348, 5 homers and 46 runs batted in. Scrappy designated hitter. And a first inning home run yesterday against East Tennessee State, after going 0 for 4 Friday against Vanderbilt with 4 strikeouts.
Other than Boston Smith in the 5 spot, their 3 and 4 hole guys have not produced. Gregory's 1 home run. He's 1 for 8. Next guy coming up, J.P. Peltier, is 0 for 8 with 3 punch outs.
Strike. 1-2. Look at that. April the 14th against Oakland, 11 runs batted in 1 game. That's a program record, no shock. Second team all-conference, Gus Gregory, one of the 16 all-conference winners for Wright State. That is also a program record. 2 balls and 2 strikes to the DH. Man at third, 1 out. Ground ball, and this is going to score a run. Throw from the outfield from Rigdon gets Gregory, but Wright State has now scored in the first inning in all 3 of the regional games.
Vanderbilt's playing infield back. They're conceding the run, so Gregory's just got to hit a ground ball somewhere. Even the corners were back. This ball through the 43 hole. Really nice play by Rigdon to get that second out.
Run in, 2 outs, and here's Peltier. Man, Wright State just pressuring teams the last few days in the early innings. 20 home runs for Peltier. He hits this one through the hole left side. J.P. Peltier, second hit of the inning. And a 2-out base knock for the left fielder.
Breaking ball left out over the plate. Couple spins short of being effective. Peltier pulls it through the 56 hole. We haven't even talked about how good this offense has been all season in the Horizon League.
So Peltier has his first hit of the tournament after an 0 for 8 start the last couple of games, and now here's Boston Smith, ever dangerous, and he's got a man on. Couple of home runs in the regional. Hit a 414-footer on Friday against J.D. Thompson to right center field. And yesterday hit his 16th in the month of May against East Tennessee State. We'll see what June brings.
Peltier is a threat to run. You can see the numbers for Boston Smith. How about that month of May, man? He's probably the only guy that's going, please don't end.
Well, it's over now.
Let's not get to June just yet.
Breaking ball in there for a strike. I mean, you pitched for a long time. How would you attack this guy right now?
Watching him, the inner part of the plate, inner half of the plate is just an absolute no-go zone with a fastball. So I'm working fastballs away, changeups away. And he showed me yesterday that he will get out there, and he almost covered one out to left center, ended up dying on the warning track. But he made the adjustment, got out there and hit it hard. But I am staying away. I am not getting anything close to in.
50 career home runs. That's also a program record. And he's 25 this season, just one behind Mason Neville of Oregon. But the Ducks were eliminated, so Boston Smith could conceivably pass him. Down and away, knocked down by Colin Barcy. One run already in for Wright State. This elimination game, and now the shift as Brody Johnston will go to the right of second base. The third baseman was involved in a double play when the shift was on last night against Louisville. Pulled foul.
I find it extremely odd that the analytics say that you need to pull the shift over into a 2-1 count.
Yeah. And why not start the at-bat that way?
Well, generally more of a fastball. You're probably going to see a fastball more often in a 2-1 count than you are in a 2-2, 1-2, where I could see moving that guy over to the pull side.
Austin Smith, the senior catcher, also threw out a Vanderbilt base runner, Rustin Rigdon, on Friday night. He's been good at the plate. Runner goes, and this is hammered to right again. Deep, gone, goodbye home run. Boston Smith, absolutely on fire. Two-run shot here in the first inning, 3-0 Raiders.
Hottest dude on the face of the earth. Welcome to June. Hanging slider, and somebody this hot. I mean, you don't have an open base. You got to pitch to him in this spot, but you got to make your pitches, and this slider is not good, and Boston Smith takes it out over the wall.
403 feet, his 17th home run in 18 games. And Vanderbilt on their heels as Tim Corbin comes out to have a chat with Don Goller, the home plate umpire. And what do you think that was about?
I really can honestly have no idea. It's kind of a curious thing. I mean, you're running bases. All you do is touch the bags. You touch home, you high five. I didn't see a celebration. I didn't see anything at home plate. Boston Smith, very professional in his at-bats and reactions.
This is Luke Arnold now. Veteran, fifth year in the program, was 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts against Vanderbilt on Friday. But yesterday, 2 for 4 and had the game-winning 2-run homer in the 8th. Breaking pitch outside.
Coach Sogard talks about Luke Arnold, just a very good, solid defender, veteran presence in the lineup.
Three and 1 to Arnold, the shortstop. And you can see Austin Nye a little rattled here in the first inning. He's given up 3. 3-1 pitch, lifted high and deep to left, and it is gone. Braden Holcomb giving up on it, just watches it leave. Luke Arnold, his 7th home run of the year, and it's 4-0 Raiders. The pride of Lebanon, Ohio. no chance.
No chance.
Vanderbilt knew immediately as soon as that left the bat that this was a home run.
He's got some pop. Fastball down and in. This ball is a no-doubter. Holcomb doesn't even move out and left for a little bit of the time. Johnston didn't even turn his head.
Seven 4 seeds have won at least one game in this year's tournament. The Raiders almost beat Vanderbilt on Friday, came back yesterday and won a game. And now they're trying to knock out the #1 national seed, something that has never been done before the regional final round.
Coach Sogard said it after we talked to him yesterday. A lot of big decisions in that game 1 on Friday night that Vanderbilt came back to win. But he said, we played our best game of the year. You know, we came into this moment. We are a good team, and they have been very good in elimination games.
First time through the order has been absolutely outstanding. And they have scored 4 here in the bottom of the first as Cam Gilkerson's at the plate, and he lifts it foul down the line, and it's going to drift out of play. Gilkerson .317, 13 homers, 53 runs batted in. Third player in this lineup with double-digit home runs. 2 for 7 in the tournament so far. That is spiked by Austin Nye, who can't get off the field fast enough with the defense.
Yeah, it's been ineffective breaking balls. Fastball's gotten caught up to twice. And that was a changeup that he's left down. So I'm sure there's a lot of tension going on, and it's just hard to throw breaking balls off speed pitches when you're tense and you're fighting. You know, there needs to be some relaxation, and it's tough to do in this moment right here when he just got punched in the mouth with a 4 spot.
And here's Cam Gilkerson, 7-hole and 13 homers. There's depth in this lineup. Good eye there for Gilkerson. It's a full count.
Yeah, Coach Sogard says this guy's just a great defender, and power at the bottom of the lineup really lengthens it.
Nice pitch. Chop foul. You can see the swagger in this Raiders team here today. They are not intimidated, even though they're playing the #1 national seed. They're playing the Commodores on their home field in front of a partisan Nashville crowd. They have come out here swinging for the fences.
And that's what they've done all tournament. They are not afraid. They're expecting to be competitive in these games. And they showed it. I mean, they were as close to winning that game on Friday night. They're 1 pitch from winning that game.
Three and 2. Puts it in play this time. The first baseman, Nelson. They have to hurry. Got him just in time. Austin Nye wins the race to the bag, and Gilkerson is retired. There may be a review. Boy, this was close. Bang, bang play. And Wright State wants a challenge here.
Gilkerson flying down the line. Big chop out front of home plate. Here's a good look at it. I hate to say the word tie goes to the runner. I'm going to say that Gilkerson got there at the exact same time as Austin Nye. And Austin Nye did nothing wrong. I mean, that's just the way that the play played out. He got there and took a great angle, knowing you got to beat that runner. You got to go straight to the bag. There's no little cut up like you normally would do.
Well, the call on the field was out. And generally speaking, if the video evidence isn't obvious, that's what stands. So you got to assume they're going to stay with the call on the field, and that would end the first inning. But what an inning it has been for the Raiders. Man, that might be our best angle right there, and it is
That's just unbelievable.
Hard to tell.
I'm going to go with the overturn the call.
You are?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, I just think it's too close to call, and therefore it's going to stand. But no shock, we're going to get a review here early when these two teams are squaring off. What a review we had in the 8th inning on Friday night.
Well, if I'm Coach Sogard, I'm doing this review, and here comes the answer.
After review, the call on the field stands. Runners out. They are charged with one challenge. They have one challenge remaining.
A 4-run inning for Wright State. They get 3 extra base hits, 4 in all, including a 2-run homer from Boston Smith. Welcome back to Nashville. And we already have an upset brewing as we move on to the 2nd inning. The 4-seed Wright State, 4 and Vanderbilt nothing. But here is Brody Johnston to lead off the 2nd, and he gets the Commodores on the board. Well, maybe the Raiders poked the bear, because here comes Vandy. Brody Johnston, his 15th home run of the year. That was smashed 426 feet over that wall and left.
Just a freshman, but very, very mature. Went up there with a game plan, looking inner half, trying to do some damage. And he got set pitch on inner half, and he did a lot of damage. This ball is a no-doubter.
Exciting freshman, leads Vanderbilt in homers and runs batted in. That's home run number 15, RBI 55. He homered Friday in the 7th inning against Wright State. You'll remember that was the first hit when Vandy had been no hit for 6 innings. So this is the first hit, and maybe this is a sign that Vanderbilt will again rally.
Yeah, I mean, it's very similar to that moment in the 7th inning, and almost the same pitch, almost the exact same result, same spot in the outfield.
Griffin Paige gets a ground ball charging his Fultz. His throw is near the base runner, and Will Cook pulled off the bag. Holcomb is safe at first.
Swinging bunt. This guy's an enormous player. Swinging bunt. Nice effort here at third base by Fultz, but the throw comes up the line. And Will Cook's trying to grab it before and make the tag, a little swipe tag, but very close to contact. He's unable to make the catch.
It's an error on Fultz. And so now Colin Barcy comes up with a man on. The Vanderbilt catcher. 0 for 6 so far in the regional. And Griffin Paige misses inside, the left-hander. It'll be interesting to see how he responds. Sophomore in his 3rd start against an SEC opponent. The first 2 did not go well against Auburn and Ole Miss. Was beat up pretty good in back-to-back weekends way back in February. Down and in, 2-0.
Well, I mean, he's got a good fastball, 88 to 90 fastball, and it plays up in the zone. But if you're not able to land off speed, that changeup, that breaking ball that he just threw, then you have no defense for that fastball. And SEC hitters are going to sit on it and get it.
Swung on and missed. Barcy loses control of the bat. 2-0. He was swinging for the downs, just about came out of his shoes and lost his bat. So he'll go over there and get a little stick him on that handle. Colin Barcy was hit by a pitch to lead off the 9th last night. He represented the game-tying run in that loss to Louisville. Vandy couldn't bring him home. Or his pinch runner Hamilton, as it were. Holcomb at first, and that's in the turf. So Holcomb aboard on the first error in the last 4 games for Wright State. We have talked about how good they have been in the postseason. Had the nice run through the Horizon League tournament. Been good here in Nashville through a couple of days. That's the first mistake in the field.
They have been just rock solid. Conlon Daniels, probably one of the top center fielders that I've seen in the country.
And Barcy gets aboard with a free pass. So a home run, an error, and now a walk. As Jonathan Vastine will come up and try and get his bat hot. He has been quiet in the regional as Travis Farrick, the pitching coach for the Raiders, comes out.
Yeah, this is the timeout. You might get somebody moving, knowing that they got a long day today. You got to win this game. Your offense has taken you to a 4-0 lead. Vandy's starting to get it rolling a little bit. So, all right, you settle him in, talk about something else, have a little bit of fun with him, make him laugh, and then you get back into the dugout.
Now, if you're just joining us, here are the 3 home runs hit today. Boston Smith came up with a man on. Goodbye. His 26th of the year. Next guy up, Luke Arnold. He made it 4-0 right there in the first inning. Here in the second inning, Brody Johnston leading it off with a blast to left. And that's where we stand right now, 4-1. Here's what's at stake today. Vanderbilt with a loss would be the first #1 national seed to miss a regional final. And Wright State trying to win an elimination game for the 4th straight contest this postseason. That's bunted foul.
We had this spot last night in the 9th inning. Vastine came up trying to lay down a bunt, was unable to do it, ended up striking out, and they left that runner at third base. But there was a single following this by Mancini in the 9th inning that would have scored the run had he got the bunt down.
Good job. Come on, do it again.
Vastine's got 3 sack bunts on the year. That one was a really good one, just a little bit foul.
Jonathan Vastine 0 for 6, 0 for 4 last night with 3 strikeouts. And that's a strike, so 0-2, and now probably have to take the bunt off. And you can see Tim Corbin not happy with that strike call. Holcomb at second, Barcy at first. Vanderbilt 0 for 9 with runners in scoring position this weekend. Hit hard to short, could be 2 to second for 1. Double play. Holcomb goes to third on the play, and there are 2 down.
Watch where Boston Smith is set up on this pitch. He is set up 6-8 inches outside. They want to show me fastball and get back to it. Paige leaves it out over the plate, and Vastine just rolls into a perfect 6-4-3 double play.
That's just the way it's been going this weekend for Vanderbilt, with runners on, with runners in scoring position, with 2 outs. I mean, just the timely hitting hasn't been there. As Humphrey comes up, the right fielder, he's 1 for 7 here in the Nashville Regional. 285, 4 homers, 22 runs batted in. I'm sure Tim Corbin's thinking to himself, how could it be that, you know, the leadoff man gets the home run and not, you know, somebody coming up with a couple of guys on?
Exactly, and that's the way it's been going here in the Nashville Regional. Just unable to get the big hit, and that was what he said in his press conference. Just, we're not winning the battles.
You see yesterday 2 for 17 with runners on, and 0 for 9 with runners at second or third. 2-1 to Humphrey. Checked his swing, and now it's 3-1. And you've got Mike Mancini in the on-deck circle, a 9-hole hitter. But Mancini's had a pretty good weekend. Hit a critical solo home run in the 8th inning to make it 3-2 Friday against Wright State. Swung on and missed. 3-2.
Nice changeup, diving down out of the zone. sure they're looking at it going, all right, we'll take the lefty-lefty matchup. We're not giving in to Jacob Humphrey. I see that changeup again.
Called strike 3. Well, Vanderbilt's going to strand a runner here in the second inning. They get a home run from Brody Johnston, but Wright State has the momentum, leading 4-1. Alongside 1989 American League Rookie of the Year and Auburn Hall of Famer Greg Olson, I'm Clay Matvick. Vanderbilt trailing Wright State 4-1 as we go to the bottom of the second inning. This is an elimination game in the #1 national seed in a tough spot as they have already decided to take out starter Austin Nye. This is Alex Kranzler now, a sophomore right-hander.
Yeah, Nye was just not effective in this one inning. Kranzler was theorized it was going to start game 2 if they win. Fastballs, 4-seam, 2-seam, a lot more 2-seam fastballs, 92 to 95, good velo, cutter, slider, split. Just a tremendous student, highly motivated.
There's Nye. Gave up a couple of home runs, including the 2-run homer to Boston Smith in the first inning, so he's done. And now Kranzler, who has been used a lot in his career in relief, including 18 times this season, saw his last action on May the 11th at Tennessee, faced 5, a lot of hit and 2 runs. This is Conlon Daniel at the plate. Daniel has been exciting in center field. 2 for 6 in the regional. Back up the middle, shifted over toward the bag, was rigged, and so he was well positioned. And Daniel is out 4-3 here to start the second inning.
That's what you want to do, come in, get ahead, get strikes, little cutter down and away, gets Daniel easily on a 4-3.
Well, our second national seed has been eliminated in Clemson. Clemson is out. Kentucky 16-4 over the Tigers. Clemson had 7 errors today. There were 7 of the 16 national seeds facing elimination today, including Vanderbilt. And we can say goodbye to Clemson. Oregon, of course, knocked out surprisingly early in this tournament. It never fails. You know, somebody's going to get upset in this big thing.
Yeah, and it goes to the parity of the game. And that part of I love, it's starting to get to the point where you're looking at the NIL. Is that going to affect everything? And then you look at all the seeds that have gone down or facing elimination. You're like, well, maybe not.
Will Cook batting in the 9-hole, the first baseman, 2-run double yesterday. That's his only hit in 7 at-bats.
97.
Yeah, that had some zip on it. Kranzler is very serious about everything he does, according to Tim Corbin. He's from Norwood, New Jersey. He's got that Jersey toughness. This one's popped up left side, giving it a stare as Brody Johnston. No chance. 4 runs in the first inning against Austin Nye. Tim Corbin was not in a good mood after the game last night. 3-2 loss to Louisville. Probably a little bit nervous right now the way things have trended here early.
Well, it's frustrating. Everything's out of his hands. He's getting the pitching.
That's a called strike 3 on Cook. Alex Kranzler retires the first 2 Raiders he sees.
It's a split finger fastball. Doesn't have a lot of action when it's elevated, but great location, paints the outside corner.
Back to the top of the order and where the damage started in the first inning with Hunter Warren. The second baseman doubled and was driven in a couple of batters later by Gus Gregory. This is Warren's 60th start for the Raiders. Many at first base and DH, getting the start at second base for the 3rd straight regional day. It sits off the plate, 1-1. Their regular second baseman, Braylon Bloomquist, out for the season, a hamstring in the conference title game, so it's been Warren here lately. And now he's behind in the count 1-2.
Yeah, the Horizon League Freshman of the Year. Always looking, I'm going through all the stats. One thing that really stuck out, he has walked 34 times. He has struck out 34 times. Exactly what you want in a leadoff hitter.
Well, he's going to tip that balance to the negative, as that's a strikeout to end the second. Good stuff from Alex Kranzler coming out of the Vanderbilt bullpen. Beautiful slider. As we have played 2 in Nashville. 4-1 Wright State. He's Greg Olson. I'm Clay Matvick. We're in Nashville, Tennessee. Mike Mancini is going to lead it off here for the #1 national seed Commodores here in the top of the 3rd inning. Trying to bunt his way on is Mancini, charging Fultz. His throw is in time to get Mancini, who moves well down the line. 1 pitch, 1 down here in the 3rd.
Well, Fultz didn't make this throw earlier, so let's test it again. A little bit too close to the mound on the bunt. Fultz does a nice job, gets the angle right here. On the run, do or die play. He makes the throw this time.
Just 1 hit so far for Vanderbilt, and it was a loud one, a home run from Brody Johnston. There are a lot of similarities so far to the way this game is playing out compared to Friday. It was a big early lead and exciting moments for Wright State, but then they faded late. And it took a while for Vanderbilt to come around. Kind of get that sense again that that's the way it's playing out.
Yeah, it really does feel almost identical. We had a Boston Smith home run on Friday night. We had a Brody Johnson home run on Friday night. I mean,
Cam Allen had a no-hitter through 6.
Yeah. The same suspects are showing up again, except Cam Allen's not out there throwing gas.
Rustin Rigdon at the plate, the 1-2 pitch. Lofted down the right field line. Cook gives it a look. You'll watch it sail out of play. So back to the top of the Vanderbilt order, and there is Alex Sogard, Wright State head coach. There you see on Friday, led 3-0 through 6, but then the 3 homers in the 7th and the 8th, and it got away. Today, leading 4-1 here in the top of the 3rd. Tied him up upstairs. And Rustin Rigdon's going to sit down for their 2nd out.
This is when Griffin Paige is at his best. He wants you to chase his high spin rate fastball up out of the zone. It holds its plane, stays there. And you can see Rigdon swinging under it, expecting just a little bit of dip with the gravity at 60 feet. And Paige's spin rate keeps it up above the bat.
R.J. Austin at the plate now. Facing Griffin Paige. He hit a comebacker to Paige his first time up. Griffin has 2 strikeouts. They have both come here in the last 3 hitters faced. Pitch to Austin, swung on and missed. 2-1 the count. R.J. Austin, been a mainstay for the Commodores since he was a freshman in his junior year out of Atlanta, Georgia. Fouls it straight back. 2-2. Now the numbers for Austin have been down a little bit this year. I think people have been wondering, what's going on with R.J. Austin, but it's a draft year, and it tends to play with players' heads from time to time, and could be the case with Austin. Also, Tim Corbin surmised that he was maybe taking the team on his shoulders too much, especially early on in the season when things weren't going as well, and he was trying to do too much.
Yeah, Corbs said it pretty much in our meeting that he's pressed early, and that got him into a little bit of a slump, and then he started getting out of it, started relaxing, but he goes, you know what, I just know that he's going to come around because he plays the game for the right reasons. He plays the game with intention. Great worker, hard worker. It just feels like, all right, you know what, he's going to come out of it, and he did in the SEC tournament.
Austin cranks that one foul. It's a good long at bat for R.J. Austin. You know, that's the thing when you're kind of in a slump, and I guess you could call that again here. What R.J. Austin is dealing with, he is 0 for 8 here in the regional. It helps when you see a lot of pitches. 8th pitch of the at bat, he launches it into left, but it's going to be caught. And the side is out. 2.5 in the books. Vanderbilt down to the upstart Raiders by 3 runs here in Music City. Dodgers winning the first 2 games of that series. 8-5 and 18-2. That's the kind of offense Tim Corbin wants to see right now from Vanderbilt as they're chasing it a little bit. Down 4-1 in this one as Wright State looks to add to the lead here in the bottom of the 3rd. Patrick Foltz leading it off. Gus Gregory and J.P. Peltier 2, 3, and 4. And this one is lined into right field. That is hit number 5 for the Raiders. And the leadoff man is on in the 3rd inning.
This piece of hitting by Foltz got hot into yesterday's game. Little cut fastball. Just a really nice swing. Foltz has been pounded in this regional after his first leadoff double on Friday against Vanderbilt. After that, it became a lot of fastballs in, and I think he was looking in right there. Got a nice cut fastball out over the plate.
4th hit of the regional for Foltz, and now trying to move him is Gus Gregory, and he taps it foul. Did he hit it, or did that just go to the backstop? Yeah, that's just a pass ball, and so Foltz takes second base.
Yeah, the
Thought he
bat,
got a piece of it.
The bat in front of Barcy, it just gets under his glove, off his leg a little bit. Barcy just fanned on it.
Line drive, base hit. And that's going to be a costly pass ball because here come Foltz trying to score. The throw is cut off, and it is 5-1 Wright State as Gus Gregory delivers his 2nd run batted in of the day.
Tried to lay down a bunt, tried to play the small ball game, gets into scoring position on the pass ball from Barcy, and then this fastball is broadside in the barn. Gus Gregory starting to show up, 2nd RBI of the day.
Now what you expect from Vanderbilt, usually so tight in the field. We saw an error last night. Now it was, you know, questionable error charged to Vastine, but it did lead to the game-winning run for Louisville last night. That pass ball leads to a run for Wright State this inning.
Yeah, both of the errors coming into that, I would question them a little bit. I mean, they were tough plays. The one last night we were talking about with Vastine, deep in the hole, had to make a hard throw to get a speedy runner and just threw the ball up the line, but I still don't think the throw was going to beat the runner.
1 on, nobody out, and J.P. Peltier at the plate. Single and a run scored his first time around. Throw over to first, and Gregory is back. Peltier, 20 home runs. Team high 69 runs batted in. Alex Sogard, the head coach, says he has been the MVP of the team this year. And sometimes, even though you have 20 home runs and 69 runs batted in, you're going to be called on to lay down a bunt.
I don't know if he was trying to do that himself. If that was a sign, that'd be, you know, Wright State just very offensive. Home runs, doubles, walks, get on base. Just might have seen a guy right there going, hey, you know what? I'm in a hole right here, 0-1. I'm just going to lay one down.
We're going to talk to Alex Sogard next half inning. The head coach of the Raiders in her 7th year, 37 years old, 5 times Horizon League Coach of the Year, including this season. Outfield straight away. And that's outside. 3-1 the count on Peltier as Alex Kranzler came in last inning and had a 1-2-3 second, but back-to-back hits here in the 3rd.
And struggled, got ahead 0-1 and has missed the last 3 pitches. A dangerous hitter at the plate and a very dangerous hitter sitting on deck.
And Boston Smith, last thing you want to do is face him with a couple of runners on. I mean, he is laser focused right now at the plate. Runner goes. Here's the throw, and it is outside. Walked him.
Hey, where's he got to throw it to?
Just missed off the plate to Peltier. So now first and second, and here comes Boston Smith. Boy, that looked like a strike.
That was a strike. And I think Barcy coming up to make that throw down to second base might have gotten into the eye line of home plate umpire Don Goller.
Now time is called as Boston Smith is over there talking with Jordan Chiro and Garrick Anglin, the base coaches. Base runners brought in as well. And let's go back to the first inning. 403 feet for Boston Smith, his 26th home run of the year. And that was a 2-run job. At that time, it made it 3-0. Look at that, 26 home runs. He was tied for the most in the country. Mason Neville of Oregon also with 26, but his season is over. Picks up in June where he left off in May. Oh, look out. That almost got away into center field. Kranzler bailed out there by Jonathan Vastine.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of this rule. You got to disengage and make a throw to a base. We've seen some very sloppy throws. That one almost disastrous.
Outside. So again, facing Boston Smith right now, besides walking him.
Yeah.
What's your best bet?
I'm working away. Working away. Stay away, stay away, stay away.
There we go. Good job.
I am making him beat me to left center.
There's Tim Corbin. I'm sure they've talked over the scouting report with everybody on the staff several times when it comes to this guy. Sprays it foul. 1-2 the count on Smith.
The thing I like, though, I mean, Smith has not left the zone. He has not gone chasing outside the zone. You know, one way to get a power hitter out is usually way in at the belt, but he is so quick in there that it's just a no-go zone.
Breaking pitch outside, 2-2 to Smith, who has homered in all 3 games of the regional. Four in the first, 1 here in the third, 2 on, nobody out. Smith, line drive, caught by Rigdon. They try to double him up. Nope, won't have a play. Diving back into the bag at first was Peltier. That would have been the only play Rigdon would have had. That's a big out as Smith hit another one right on the screws.
Another hanging slider left out over. Great play by Rigdon. And just one little step by Gus Gregory had him where there was a window to make this throw, but Riley Nelson was playing behind the runner, so he was not close enough to get to the bag. Rigdon holds onto the ball.
Remember Chris Sabo for the Cincinnati Reds, the third baseman?
I do.
I get Sabo vibes when I see Boston Smith.
Same kind of glasses, same look.
Yeah. Of course, he just took his glasses off. How timely. Swung on and missed there by Luke Arnold. One strike, the count on Arnold. Got him with the off speed, 0-2.
Yes, couple of sliders out of the zone. And being a former pitcher, man, if you show me you're going to chase pitches out of the zone, you're going to keep getting them until you stop chasing them out of the zone.
Vanderbilt looking for a double play ball. That sits off the plate, so it's 1-2 now. Back-to-back hits to start the inning. A run is in. 2 on, 1 out. Luke Arnold, senior shortstop. And Kranzler tries to paint the outside corner and misses.
A couple of really good pitches. I like the 0-2 slider off the plate. Hey, you've already chased one. Here's another. That fastball is trying to go into the same sequence as where that slider started, and Kranzler just missed.
Both runners take off. Here's the throw down to second, and that is a double steal for Vanderbilt. Arnold is, or for Wright State, I should say. Arnold is out at home plate as he swung and missed, trying to protect the runners. And that was a good slider.
A lot of times you'll see the trail runner will break when the lead runner breaks. And so you got a better chance of making that throw to second base to get a guy who did not get as good of a jump. And that's what Vandy tried right there.
Gilkerson, a little tapper to Kranzler. Kranzler to first, and he gets out of the jam. So the damage is limited to 1 run. As Wright State strands 2 in the third, but now it is 5-1. We're going to talk to the bench boss of the Raiders coming up next. Alex Sogard after this. Hawkins Field on a beautiful day in Music City. We go to the 4th inning. Wright State leading Vanderbilt, the #1 national seed, 5-1. Here's Alex Sogard, the coach of the year from the Horizon League. Your team, first time through the order, all 3 days just mashing. How do you put your finger on that? What is the approach each and every game where you have such good luck or good fortune or whatever it is, however you want to constitute it, that first time through the order?
Well, I think they're just happy to play. You know, we're getting to play baseball in June. That's what it's all about, right? So they're playing loose. They're playing aggressive. I think the game rewards those that are aggressive, and it's been good to get on the board first.
Hey, Coach, I was curious. I don't see it very often of a team taking batting practice with a pitching machine. What's the theory behind that?
Yeah, that's our hitting guy. He does a really good job. Our associate head coach, Jordan Cairo. I wasn't sure at first when he told me we were going to do that. I guess maybe the old school in me. But what we try to do is simulate the arm we're going to see that day. You know, whether it's a high spin guy or a sinker guy, and try to do as best as we can to simulate what we're going to see in the game.
Obviously,
Coach,
it's working.
Yeah, no doubt. It's working. Well, thanks, Coach. We appreciate your time, and good luck the rest of the tournament.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Here is some video of pregame, the batting practice from the pitching machine.
I mean, I'm saying I never have seen a team doing this, and they've done it all 3 games. It's just a little off what you think because there's no timing on a pitching machine. You're seeing the ball, and you're trying to time it all up.
Riley Nelson is going to be retired here to start the 4th inning.
And so I actually texted a friend of mine. I was a hitter in high school, and I understand a little bit of the concept. And he said, you know, the only way that we ever use a machine is to simulate a breaking ball, and that's inside under the cages. Never the timing is messed up with a pitching machine normally. But again, like I said, Wright State's coming right out of bed, and they're raking. So, hey, if it works, do it.
Yeah, don't mess with it now, especially when they're hitting as well as they have. Brody Johnston, he's been hitting well, had a home run in the 2nd inning, crushed it over the left field wall, 426 feet. The SEC tournament MVP, had a 2-run homer against Ole Miss in the title game, had a homer here Friday night, another one here today. 2-0 pitch to Johnston. That was up in the zone, off speed, and Johnston had it timed. They fouled it off. He didn't foul that one off. That was the 2nd inning blast, and everybody knew it was leaving.
Well, that's the respect. He gets a 2-0 slider. Got a good pass at it. It was left up.
Griffin Paige, he got the start today for Wright State. Now Vanderbilt, 2nd time through the order, trying to make some adjustments and get to the young left-hander. Swung on and missed. It's a full count.
Nice change up there. I was just looking at, okay, Wright State's up 5-1. You got a little bit of wiggle room. You're here in the top of the 4th. I do not have to challenge these hitters. I can put a little bit of traffic on the bases. I'm going to have to challenge somebody. but I don't have to give in a 3-1 count. And so what Griffin Paige has done a really nice job of is throwing a breaking ball, throwing that changeup 3-1, 2-0, gets it back into the count, and then that you just saw was a four-seam fastball, bottom of the zone, playing right off of that changeup he threw prior to that.
Fly ball. Right center field. Conlon Daniels going to call it off and make the catch. Johnston is retired here in the fourth. 2 up, 2 down. And there's 7 in a row set down by Griffin Paige. And here comes Braden Holcomb. This is a guy that they would like to see get going again. He's 1 for 8. I think a 1 for 9 in the regional now after reaching on an error in the first inning.
Yeah, this 8-game hit streak snapped on Friday night.
Should end the inning. Arnold. 1-2-3 inning for Griffin Paige. Looking really sharp. The sophomore lefty. And the Raiders head back to the dugout, leading 5-1. Vanderbilt fans waiting for the Commodores to rally like they did on Friday night when they were down early against Wright State. It took a while, took to the 7th inning. Well, we're in the bottom of the 4th now. It is 5-1 Wright State, the #1 national seed. And the Raiders out of the Horizon League facing elimination in this ball game. Winner will play Louisville in the region final tonight. Cardinals will have to be beaten twice. This is Conlon Daniel to lead it off. 8-9-1 for the Raiders.
Well, it's number 6. 6 runs is where Vandy is really special if they can score 6, and obviously they're going to need to score 6 here. They are 28-1 when they score 6 runs. Just 15-16 when they are below the 6-run mark.
Conlon Daniel grounded out to second his first time up. He's 0 for 1. Kranzler's pitch. Slider misses outside. It's 2-2. Comebacker Kranzler snares it, flips to first, and Daniel is out here to start the 4th inning.
Good fastball away off the plate. Kranzler showing his athleticism. Stabbing that one. Easy first out.
Will Cook struck out looking his only time up, 0 for 1. Will Cook was a starter at Louisville a couple of years ago. You know, it's in the back of his mind that he would love a crack at his former team later tonight.
Transferred from Louisville, went to John A. Logan, had a good year, 13 bombs last year.
1 out, base is empty for Wright State. It's way outside. 4 in the first, 1 in the third for the Raiders. Trying to pick up win number 40 on the year and get into a regional final. Swung on and missed, 2 down.
Kranzler is a high leverage, very intense competitor. Comes attacking the zone, fastball 95, up, out. Get just a little bit of emotion on the mound from Kranzler after that punch out. He knows he's got to throw up some zeros for at least another inning or 2. try to keep his team in this game.
Back to the top of the order, and Hunter Warren fouls it off. Warren 1 for 2 with a double and a run scored. Popped up right side, long run. Austin makes the catch, and that's going to do it in the 4th inning. So we're going to head to the 5th in a 5-1 ball game. Wright State trying to pull a huge upset, and right now it's trending their way. Quite a bit of drama in Athens, Georgia. We have some brewing here in Music City. Alongside Greg Olson, I'm Clay Matvick. And the #1 national seed Vanderbilt, with the loss, will be the first #1 national seed to miss a regional final. Wright State seeking a 5th straight win in an elimination game. They had to win some elimination games in the Horizon League Championships. They did that. They won one yesterday, and now leading 5-1 as we move to the 5th inning here in Nashville. All right, let's recap. Wright State 4 runs in the bottom of the 1st against Vanderbilt starter Austin Nye. A couple of home runs, the 26th of the year from Boston Smith. Another home run from Luke Arnold. They scored another run in the 3rd inning on a line drive base hit by Gus Gregory. Brody Johnston bashed a home run for Vanderbilt. That's the only run for the Commodores. But we just saw a top 8 national seed from the SEC get bounced, and now Vanderbilt, a #1 national seed, in jeopardy here as we're in the middle innings.
And a lot of it goes to the Wright State offense has been just special. They've been special all year, ranked nationally in most every category. And they have just answered the bell again here today.
I mean, it can happen where a #1 national seed can advance out and get to the Super Regionals, but you know, you fall into the losers bracket and the odds are against you, and that's what happened at Vanderbilt last night. Got beat by Louisville. Really well played ball game for the Cardinals. 3-2 the final. Louisville is in the region final later tonight. It's going to come our way at 9 o'clock Eastern time. So Vanderbilt at the plate here in the top of the 5th inning. Even though this is their ballpark, they're the visiting team on the scoreboard. Griffin Paige, sophomore left-hander for Wright State, has been nails. Giving up just the home run to Brody Johnston. He has retired 8 in a row. And home run, the only hit for Vanderbilt.
Yeah, Griffin Paige, he's not going to overwhelm you with high velo. It's 88 to 90. It's got a real high spin rate, so fastball plays up out of the zone. And then he's been able to be very successful today of landing off speed pitches behind in the count, gets him back into the count, and has really stymied this Vandy offense.
Colin Barcy, Jonathan Vastine, Jacob Humphrey, the hitters this inning, and Barcy gets aboard with a walk to start the 5th inning as Vanderbilt tries to get the offense supercharged. It has been tough sledding the last few days. 0 for 11 with runners in scoring position so far in the regional.
Yeah, and there haven't been a whole lot of free passes either, so this Vandy team has not had very many chances, and when they have gotten guys into scoring position, they've been unable to get them in.
Jonathan Vastine, the senior shortstop, batting in the 7th hole. Wrapped into a double play in the 2nd inning. So he's 0 for 1. Vastine 0 for 7 for the regional. It's a fly ball. Center field, Conlon Daniel out there and waits for it to come down for the first out. Looked like Vastine got a pitch he liked, just missed it. Hit it a mile high, but it's the first out.
Yeah, good pass on that fastball. It's right down Broadway.
You see that Tim Corbin's Vandy Commodores just 10 hits, 13 left on the last few days.
It's been a struggle. It's been everything. I mean, Vastine tried to sack bunt twice late last night in the 9th, and then earlier today did not get the bunt down, struck out both times after that, or actually hit into a double play in the 2nd inning to erase the 1st and 2nd, nobody out.
Here's Jacob Humphrey. He struck out his first time up against Griffin Paige. We haven't seen Paige from the stretch much. That one's upstairs. Just the 2nd walk allowed by Paige. And twice he has walked Barcy. But Paige allowed 17 runs his last 4 starts. So far today, he's been aces.
Well, this has been the difference. He has not been behind that much. He has been able to navigate some of this traffic, throwing off-speed pitches, and then come with fastballs late in the count.
Sophomore lefty has a wrap foul off the bat of Humphrey. The loss last night for Vanderbilt snapped a 9-game winning streak for the Commodores and a 5-game winning streak at home coming from behind. There was a lot of magic late in the year at this ballpark. It carried into the first night of the regional. That was halted last night by the Louisville Cardinals. 2-2 pitch. Upstairs, full count.
Alex Sogard will not hesitate to take Griffin Paige out no matter how well he's throwing. Friday night, he took Cam Allen out after 6 innings of a no-hitter. Yes, no-hitter. Only 76 pitches.
And he walks Humphrey. So 2 on, 1 out, and Mike Mancini, not a prototypical 9-hole hitter, coming up now. The designated hitter hit a critical solo home run in the 8th inning on Friday against Wright State. As Boston Smith, the terrific catcher, goes out to reset his pitcher Griffin Paige.
Mancini's actually one of the people that they have a reverse split. Hits lefties better than he hits righties. He's hitting lefties at a 280 clip. And this is what Mancini did in the 8th inning on Friday. Game was 3-1. Wright State was in control. Mancini leads off with that bomb. And then Riley Nelson came up a couple hitters later and put it away with a 2-run bomb.
Mike Mancini, a terrific acquisition out of the transfer portal. Played in the national tournament last year for James Madison. Was the starting second baseman for the first 2.5 months. Lately been the DH. Couple of hits in the regional. 2 on, 1 out as Vandy is down 4. Paige gets a ground ball. And the throw is a little offline, but they're going to get the force at second. Not exactly sure why Paige didn't go to third. His momentum was carrying him that way.
Well, that's one thought, but you're so trained to come up and spin to second base and look for the double play. So nice job by Paige to get off the mound, but look at where the ball was taking Luke Arnold. Luke Arnold had to act like this. If this ball gets by Paige, he's got to field it. So he takes a couple steps there. He ends up getting late to the bag. And Paige and Arnold finally get on the same page. Very athletic play by Arnold. Get back and just get a spike on the second base.
Barcy goes to third, so Mancini's at first. And back to the top of the order for Vanderbilt. This is Rustin Rigdon, 0 for 2 with a strikeout today. Now Wright State 1 out away from getting out of this inning, despite a couple of walks from Paige, who has been terrific through 4 2/3. Down the line, that is a foul ball. Donnie Smith, the third base umpire, hearing it from the Vanderbilt crowd. They thought that was extra bases.
We have a pretty good vantage point, and I got to be honest, I'm thinking this ball catches a piece of that bag, goes over the bag. And I believe that Rustin Rigdon's thinking the same thing I am.
Rustin Rigdon settled into the leadoff spot about a month ago. He has a 13-game on-base streak. Here's a pitch. He stays upstairs, 2-1 to Rigdon. Very calm freshman out of Metter, Georgia. Trying to deliver for Vanderbilt, who's been playing from behind since the first inning.
I've been playing from behind the whole tournament.
Popped up, and this is going to get out of play. Yeah, except for a half an inning on Friday.
That's exactly it. 1/2 of an inning, they had a lead. That's been it. Chase runs last night, and right away Wright State jumped them for 4 in the first, and they're chasing again.
4 hits Friday, 5 against Louisville last night. Those were all singles. Just 1 hit today. 2 on, 2 out, the 2-2, and it's upstairs, full count. Here's what Greg's talking about. Just not a lot of offense.
Well, and that runners in scoring position was all last night. They were 0 for 9. They had nobody in scoring position on Friday night.
And walked him. So now the base is loaded. Barcy walked, Humphrey walked, and now Rigdon also gets a free pass. And R.J. Austin is due up now. He has had a very slow regional, still looking for his first hit. As you see, it's going both barrels in the Wright State bullpen.
This is pitching coach Travis Farrick. Coach Alex Sogard will make the move, so they're coming out to have a conversation. Austin does not hit left-handed pitching very well. He's hitting it at a 149 batting average. Hits righties much better. So I am sure with Riley Nelson on deck, they are sticking with Griffin Paige through these next 2 hitters. It's just a matter of trying to get him settled down, relax, get back into the zone, do what you've been doing.
Well, R.J. Austin collectively 0 for 9 this weekend. But Tim Corbin has been sticking with his center fielder in the lineup, hasn't moved him from the 2 spot. He says sooner or later he's going to come around because of his approach. Great year last year, hit .337, batting average down to .260 right now, but this is the time that stars rise to the top. First pitch outside. Griffin Paige trying to lock down here with the bases loaded.
And this is exactly it. The stars need to shine when the moment is the brightest, and R.J. Austin needs to step up right here. Vandy not getting it done at all with runners in scoring position.
2-0.
Three walks already this inning. I understand that the approach with the lefty and the matchup for R.J. Austin, but
that stays away. 3-0, and no place to put him. Riley Nelson, who was a Raider killer on Friday night, is in the on-deck circle. Strike at the belt.
Paige did a lot better job of getting down the mound on that pitch, driving the ball down through the zone. The last couple, he'd been leaking off with the front shoulder, the front side, and leaving every pitch arm side high and wide.
3-1, lofted. It's going to stay on the infield. Hunter Warren has it, And the inning is over. Vanderbilt again comes up empty with runners in scoring position. They leave the sacks loaded in the 5th. Well, this could come back to haunt Vanderbilt. 4 left on today, 3 here as R.J. Austin pops it up to end the 5th inning with the bases loaded. Reminiscent of what happened last night. They left 8 on, 6th inning. 2nd and 3rd, nobody out. Couldn't score. And Louisville getting it done in the 9th as we jump ahead. Tying run at 3rd. Game ends with a race to the bag at 2nd. Vanderbilt 0 for 9 with runners in scoring position last night, and Tim Corbin had this to say.
We're pitching hard. They're pitching hard. 2 good teams. You realize that, right? These are good pitchers on the mound. These are battles. We just didn't win the battle. You don't go searching for like a lot of ancillary bull. It's just we didn't get the hit. I don't give a rat's about a second game. All I care about is Wright State. That's it.
Not looking ahead, but no doubt Tim Corbin a little surly after last night. Very frustrated. That was obvious.
Yeah, I mean, they can't get the bunt down. Louisville gifted them 3 errors.
Yeah.
One of the runs was unearned. They got another one on a 2-bag wild pitch that Mancini was off and running. They did nothing offensively since the 7th and 8th inning on Friday night.
And that trend continues to now. Patrick Fultz, 1 for 2 for Wright State. Single and a run scored his last time to the plate. He'll start the 5th inning. He is the glue guy for the Raiders. Horizon League Tournament MVP. Junior 3rd baseman out of Springfield, Ohio. Hits it back up the middle, and that's going to see its way into center field for a base hit to start the inning. Man, Patrick Fultz, 2nd hit today, 5th of the regional.
Yeah, gotten hot at the right time, and he has been their guy. He hit .545 with 12 hits in the Horizon League tournament.
Well, Vanderbilt had to go to its bullpen early. Alex Kranzler has been on since the start of the 2nd inning. Austin Nye gave up 4 runs in the 1st inning, including 2 home runs. And now a bunt. Kranzler off the mound. He'll flip to first for the out. Gus Gregory is retired, but great sacrifice by their sophomore designated hitter. Fultz in scoring position with 1 down.
I love it. You're playing small ball. You're trying to get 1 more run. You want to just keep adding. And this is what happened on Friday night. They did not keep adding. Vandy ends up pulling it back in, getting 4 in the 7th and 8th innings to win that game. But Wright State trying to get 1 more guy into scoring position. These next 2 guys can flat out rake.
20 homers, 69 runs batted in for Peltier. 1 for 1 with a walk. Had a single and a run scored in the 1st inning. Tied him up inside. Ball and a strike. First team All Horizon League. He has been the MVP of this Wright State roster, according to Alex Sogard, the head coach. There's a strike on the outside corner, 1-2 to the cleanup hitter. The bats have cooled down a little bit here since the first time through the order. That has been the case the first few days of the tournament for Wright State. First time around, they really rake. But this is going to be dropped into left field for a base hit. We'll see what they do with Fultz. They're going to stop him at 3rd. Jordan Cairo, the 3rd base coach and hitting coach, slamming on the brakes. But Peltier gets a base hit. That's his 2nd of the game. 1st and 3rd and 1 out.
Good breaking ball, bottom of the zone. Better piece of hitting by Peltier. Gets out there and flips it into left field. Fultz had to make sure the ball got down in front of the left fielder so he wasn't off and running, and I wouldn't get anybody thrown out at home plate with this guy coming up soon.
2-run homer in the 1st for Boston Smith, his 26th of the year. Tied for the most in the country. This guy has been incredible. Home runs in all 3 games of the regional.
Yeah, and his one out today was a laser line drive to second base. He is seeing the ball, and it looks like a beach ball coming into the plate.
Trying to hold up. Went around. It's 0-2 to Smith. He has homered in 16 of the last 17 games. He had 16 alone in the month of May. 3 here in the regional. And with Mason Neville of Oregon out of the tournament, the Ducks eliminated. He has a chance to be the home run king for the year. Popped up.
I mean, I don't have the stat in front of me, but I got to be honest. He might have more home runs than any major league guy in the month of May.
Probably.
And they're playing about 13 more games than this Wright State team is.
Senior catcher has been good behind the plate, too. With that hit by Peltier, the Raiders out hitting Vanderbilt today 8-1. And this game, of course, extending Boston Smith's college career. Runner goes and no throw. Peltier diving into second base. So now second and third and 1 out with Smith at the plate.
It's going to draw the infield in. Tim Corbin knows they can give up no more runs.
Another foul ball.
This might be the first time I have seen Boston Smith actually chase something outside the strike zone. He has been so disciplined at the plate. He has laid off everything that is not in the zone, and then when you have to come into the zone, he has hammered it.
Kranzler's pitch. That's inside. 2-2.
That's the first time that anybody has tried to throw him a fastball up and in off the plate, get him uncomfortable. They call it moving their feet. You move them back a little bit, and then you come back away with that pitch right there.
Called strike 3. Kranzler, backdoor breaking ball, got Smith for their second out.
That's the way it's done. Fastball up and in, move him back a little bit, and then now you get him with a breaking ball starting off outside. It's in the right-handed batter's box. Comes back, backdoor breaking ball, punch out.
Now here's Luke Arnold, who homered in the first inning. Career high 5 Ks now for Kranzler. Hasn't allowed an earned run yet. 4 hits in 3 2/3.
Kranzler struck out Luke Arnold on a slider outside the zone. Back in the 3rd inning. Kranzler is now pushing his season highs in innings, pitches.
And Scott Brown is going to make his way out to the mound. The 13th year as pitching coach for Vanderbilt. And he's had one of the best staffs in the country again this year in college baseball. Got a great start from J.D. Thompson on Friday night. 8 innings, 12 strikeouts against Wright State. Sawyer Hawks got his 8th save in that game. Last night, Cody Bowker was pretty good.
Yes.
As the starter pitched into the 6th. Levi Huseman and Connor Fennell combined for 3 2/3 scoreless out of the pen. So they haven't used a lot of bullpen arms. They may need one here soon.
Yeah, as I said, he is pushing his season highs, and last time that he threw 60 pitches was against Xavier on March 8th. So not a lot of length in this arm. He is really getting himself extended, but this is what the Vandy team needs. He needs to get this last out, and he's probably done for the game.
2 on, 2-0 pitch, swung on and missed. Now it's important that Vanderbilt keeps this a 4-run deficit right here. Runs have been hard to come by. Can't get behind much more. Soft liner that's handled by Nelson, and the inning is over. The Raiders strand 2. We have played 5 in Music City. Nelson will lead it off for Vanderbilt next. Back here in Nashville, let's go back to Friday. Cam Allen. I mean, he had Vanderbilt tied up for 6 innings, no hit him. A lot of second guessing about taking him out in the 7th, and Vanderbilt won it with 3 home runs against the bullpen the last couple of innings, 4-3 the final. But, you know, Alex Sogard stood by the decision the next day. He said our plan originally was 1 time through with Cam, and at the end there, he walked 3 plus hit a batter, and so they decided to pull the trigger.
I mean, it's one of those decisions. You go have a game plan before the game starts.
Riley Nelson, who hit that homer the other night, pops out to center here. 1 down in the Vandy 6th.
But back to Cam Allen, you make the decision. You have your game plan. This is what we're going to do. But Cam Allen was going so good that it was hard. You couldn't do it. You couldn't take him out. He was dealing great stuff. And then the stuff started tailing off. Fastball went from 94 down to about 88. And that one's setting some markers off where some baseball guys are going, all right, he's getting tired.
Brody Johnston has the only hit for Vanderbilt today. A 426-foot moonraker to left. And this one is sharply hit to short. Luke Arnold has been smooth there all weekend. 2 up, 2 down here in the 6th. As Griffin Paige walked 3 in the 5th inning. Got out of the inning unscathed. And now he seems back on track.
He got himself back on track. Got back into the dugout. Had a conversation with pitching coach Travis Farrick. Just a little bit of tinkering with, okay, you know what, your front side is flying open. You're leaking open. You're missing arm side a lot. Same pitches over and over again. He gets the chance to go back out there, use his warm-up pitches to get back on track and get driving the ball towards the plate instead of leaking open.
2 outs for Braden Holcomb now. This is the 3rd start for Paige against an SEC opponent this year. First 2 did not go well. Auburn beat him. Ole Miss beat him in back-to-back starts in February. He gave up 12 total runs in 5 innings against those 2 squads. Things have gone really well here against the #1 national seed Vanderbilt. And he was one of their best pitchers down the stretch in the Horizon League.
Yes, he was. And so he's been one of their guys, and Coach Sogard really thought that him not pitching the first 2 days offended him, probably made him mad, got him off the side going, all right, when I get in there, I'm going to show you.
Well, he walks Holcomb here with 2 outs on 4 pitches.
One of those pitches has to be a strike. I mean, mathematically, the strike zone's this big. You're either at the top of it, the bottom of it, but the last 2, I'm kind of looking down going, one of those has to be a strike. Sorry. I had to say it.
And I think Paige agrees with you. So 4-pitch walk. That's the 5th walk allowed by Griffin. Here's Colin Barcy, who he has walked twice. Swings at the first pitch. Fly ball to left, and Peltier is going to camp under it. Barcy was walked twice, swings at the first pitch.
And Griffin Paige getting it done. Little off-speed pitch right there. Gets out of the inning clean.
Well, the Louisville Cardinals are in the region final. They're going to play one of these teams later tonight, 9 Eastern. Vanderbilt, the #1 national seed. They're on the ropes here on their home field. Since 1999, Vanderbilt is the 6th #1 national seed to lose one of its first 2 regional games. Only 2 came back and won the regional. Florida State in 2003, UCLA in 2019. By the way, that's the year that Vanderbilt won the national championship. So it can be done, but boy, this is a uphill climb right now for Vanderbilt, especially down 4, and it's getting late.
Yeah, but they have the arms. They have the arms to get this done and make this run, this 3 games in 2 days. Miller Green coming in now. Alex Kranzler did a really nice job. 4 innings, 1 run. Miller Green, 20th appearance, 1 and 2. He's going to feature a fastball, low 90s, 91 to 94. Cutter, slider, changeup.
And if Vanderbilt loses this game, they'll be the only team that didn't advance at least to the regional final. That was a #1 national seed.
I mean, they were so hot. Ran through the SEC tournament, only gave up 3 runs. Offense started to tick up. And then last night, there was just no offense. There was little offense on Friday.
Cam Gilkerson starts the inning here in the 6th for the Raiders against Miller Green, the new pitcher. Gilkerson is 0 for 2. That's a strike. The redshirt freshman right fielder, 3rd player in this lineup with double-digit homers. Gilkerson has 13 on the year, hitting in the 7 hole. Tell you, this lineup has length. He made the All-Horizon freshman team. That is going to bounce foul. This is Cam Gilkerson last night. Made the catch and threw a seed to Boston Smith at home plate for a double play to end the inning against East Tennessee State. Won that game 7-5 to keep the season going.
Yeah, that was a back and forth affair. Luke Arnold finally sealed the deal with a 2-run home run in the 8th. But Gilkerson's had a couple of plays where diving over the wall in right field, great play in the gap in right center. This has been a very, very good defensive Wright State team.
They've won 4 straight elimination games in the postseason. Inside. And now it's a full count with Conlon Daniel on deck. We have seen Daniel leave the yard this weekend. The lefty sets and his pitch upstairs, walked him. Leadoff walk to Gilkerson to start the 6th.
Wright State just continues to find a way to get on base. I mean, they've had traffic every inning other than the 2nd inning. Just great job of getting on base, good eyes, very selective. They're 14th in the nation in walks with 330 coming into this tournament.
Here's Daniel 0 for 2. And 10th in the country in runs per game, 9 per game. They've scored 10 or more 26 times. And they jumped out in front 4-0 right away in the 1st inning today. Trying to get it down. That pitch is inside, pulled the bat back. So 2 balls and no strikes to Conlon Daniel. Freshman out of Cincinnati Moeller High School. He's been on SportsCenter a few times this year. He had a top 10 catch back in March that stands out at Ole Miss.
Missed a little bit of time with a broken wrist, diving into a wall.
You can see that they ran through the losers bracket in the Horizon League tournament. Trying to do that here in Nashville as well. Got the 7-5 win over East Tennessee State after losing to Vanderbilt on Friday. And now facing elimination again, but so far so good for Alex Sogard's team.
This team won every Horizon League series.
Yeah, during the regular year, 25-5 in league play. That's high, 3-0 as Miller Green has already walked a hitter since coming on, and now falls behind Conlon Daniel with Will Cook ready to hit next. That's a strike.
Walks really have not been that big of an issue for Miller Green. He's got 8 of them on the year in 20 innings.
Ball 4. 2 on, nobody out for Wright State here in the 6th inning as they try to add to their lead.
Bring out a mound visit. Looking at Tim Corbin right there. Might bring out a mound visit. Man, this zone is tight. It is very tight. This looks like a strike to me. That ball comes across home plate at some point. It has to, mathematically, where the arm angle is, where the ball ended up, it has to have gone over the plate.
Will Cook, nice job getting the bunt down. Bobbled a little bit by Riley Nelson, the first baseman. Look at how far he came to field that ball. A little bit of a double clutch, and that allows Gilkerson to get into third. Everybody's safe.
And that's the way the defense has been set up. You want your first baseman pitcher, they're crashing this way. Nelson gets there, but he does not get a clean handle. And at that point, man, the play's gone. You got to spin it and get the out at first base. It's just become a little bit of a panic where the timing, everything is off for Vanderbilt.
Now back to the top of the order and Hunter Warren. 1 for 3, had a double in the first inning. Boy, Wright State could tear a hole in the heart of the fans here in Nashville with a big hit. Something runs the gap. 5-1, Wright State. This team showed so much character after getting its heart broken on Friday night, coming back with that win yesterday. That was chased out of the zone. Warren goes down on strikes as Miller Green battles back. It's a 3-pitch strikeout of Warren.
Really good answer, gets ahead, then puts him away with a curveball down out of the zone. Great answer to the situation that he got himself into.
Back to Patrick Fultz. Couple of hits. This could be 2 to second for 1. And it's a double play. Rigged into Vastine to Nelson. And the Raiders leave him loaded in the 6th inning.
Well, the momentum has just shifted right now. Vandy finding a way to stay alive, cannot give up a run. Turn it over Rigdon, Vastine to Nelson to get out of the jam.
Elimination games in Oklahoma City today at the Women's College World Series, currently on ABC. UCLA and Tennessee at 7 Eastern tonight on ESPN2. The 4-time defending champs Oklahoma taking on Oregon. He's Greg Olson. I'm Clay Matvick. We're back here in Nashville, Tennessee. Down to the last 9 outs for Vanderbilt, trailing 4 as we move to the 7th. And Vanderbilt trying to avoid being another casualty as top seeds have been falling. We saw the number 11 national seed Clemson get knocked out. And just before we came on the air, the number 7 national seed Georgia got knocked out of the tournament by Oklahoma State.
And that goes along with Oregon getting run out of their region. But right here it comes down to, can the Vanderbilt offense open it up and get back into this game? And their season has predicated around getting 6 runs. If they get 6 runs, they're 28-1. If they do not get 6 runs, they are 15-16.
Well, this is Jonathan Vastine, veteran shortstop, hitless in the regional. You see Vanderbilt, though, they trailed 3-0 going into the 7th against Wright State on Friday and won. You know, you don't want to live dangerously too many times. We've seen a lot of magic from Vanderbilt, though, the last several weeks.
Yeah, they have gotten hot at the right time, run through the SEC tournament, and they found a way to come back from behind. I feel like that double play that just ended that last inning is a big momentum changer.
And Vastine, who's at the plate, was in on it. This one's lined to center. Conlon Daniel, though, after taking a couple of steps in, makes the adjustment and catches it for the first out. Well, 7 of 16 national seeds faced elimination today, including 5 from the SEC. Goodbye to Georgia. Florida, not a national seed, but one of the teams from the powerhouse conference, the SEC, knocked out. And another fly ball. And this is Jacob Humphrey with a grenade launcher to center. It stays in the ballpark as Daniel makes the catch on the warning track. 2 up, 2 down in the Vandy 7th.
Griffin Paige has never pitched into the 7th inning in his college career, and right now he is 1 out away of getting out through the 7th, giving up 1 hit, a blast in the 2nd inning to Brody Johnston, and that has been it. I mean, Clay, Wright State in the first 6 innings of both these games has given up a total of 1 hit in the 12 innings that they played Vandy.
How about it? Cam Allen on Friday night was superb, and now Griffin Paige, the sophomore from Pennsylvania, as he starts Mancini with a strike. Griffin Paige, his best start was 3 weeks ago against Northern Kentucky. 6 shutout innings, struck out 8. Here he is in the 7th, doing some dandy work.
And he had that 1 inning where it was like, okay, he's done. He's missing everything arm side, walk 3, finds a way to get out of the jam, gets 3-0 to RJ Austin, works his way back, gets a pop-up, gets out of it. I'm going, he's done. All right, nice job. Pat him on the back, high fives everywhere, and he's back out here 2 innings later, getting ready to close out the 7th.
This is smoked, but there is Warren. Just 1 hit for Vanderbilt through the 7th. Stretch time in Music City. The Raiders fans on their feet, loving what they're seeing. Well, the only other time Vanderbilt was the overall seed, their road to Omaha ended in the regional round. David Price, top of the 10th inning, gave up a pinch hit homer to Michigan freshman Alan Oaks. Michigan won that ball game 4-3 in 10. David Price, one of the proud sons of the Vanderbilt program. And that was a disappointing moment back in 2007. And now Wright State has Vandy up against the wall here in the bottom of the 7th, as the Raiders hit, leading 5-1.
The past couple of innings, Wright State's had guys on base, have had a couple chances to add, have not been able to do it. And this is what cost them on Friday night. They didn't add to their 3-run lead.
So fly ball to left. Coming over toward the line is Holcomb, and he's going to make the catch. So Gus Gregory is a quick out here in the 7th. Tim Corbin told us the #1 seed, that's nice. It's irrelevant. And it does make him a target. And I think we've seen that the last couple of days.
It really has. And I feel like it's kind of put a little bit of pressure on them. Their offense had kicked it up during the SEC tournament, but it has been lifeless here other than the 7th and 8th inning on Friday night.
J.P. Peltier at the plate. And just 1 hit for Vanderbilt today, as the offense has been slow going all 3 days. Line to left. Holcomb backtracks. He'll make the catch. And Peltier is out number 2. Meanwhile, Wright State has been a fast starter all 3 days, and they got out to that 4-0 lead right away in the first. Vanderbilt's been on its heels ever since.
Yeah, they came into the game. They were 6 for 16 in the first 2 games, 2 doubles, 3 home runs, all their first time through the lineup. They come up, they wake up, and they are swinging a hot bat.
There's Boston Smith talking to Jordan Cairo, the hitting coach, third base coach. He had a 2-run homer as part of that 4-run first. His 26th of the year. That's tied for the most in the country. He has 16 homers in the last 17 games. He hit one on Friday, 414 feet over the bleachers in right. He has a pretty left-handed swing.
He really does. And
look at that. You were talking about the guys in the majors in May. Well, Ohtani, who we're going to see tonight on Sunday Night Baseball, 15 in May, but Smith has out-homered him.
Yeah, and that's with 13 or 14 less games.
This one is hit to the corner, deep left field. This might have a chance, and it's going to be foul. Opposite field power for Smith, probing that corner the other way.
Well, and you're sitting there going, okay, well, now he's facing a really good lefty for Vandy. You know, he's done all his damage against righties. You're going, okay, now you got a real matchup. He hits .430 against lefties on the season. This isn't a great matchup either for Miller Green.
The 0-2. Oh, got him to flail at it. And Miller Green has had a couple of interesting innings. Left the bases loaded in the 6th and strikes out Smith to end the 7th. It's a 1-2-3 inning for the Raiders. We head to the 8th. Wright State starter Cam Allen. 6 shutout innings, 6 no-hit innings against Vanderbilt on Friday. Griffin Paige now taking the mound in the 8th, throwing a one-hitter.
I mean, if you drew this up and you said, all right, who's going to have one hit over the last 13 innings? Would it be Vanderbilt or would it be Wright State? Just unbelievable, remarkable. Griffin Paige been struggling his last 4 starts. Shakes it all off and has just been out there pounding the zone, finding a way to navigate a little bit of traffic, but giving up one hit, and it was a bomb to left field.
And now Vanderbilt down to its last 6 outs. This is the top of the order. Rustin Rigdon. There's a strike. 0-2 to the leadoff man who reached on a walk in the 5th inning. One of the 3 walks that Paige gave up that inning. Vanderbilt had the bases loaded and couldn't score. Soft pop-up. Getting back there is Warren. The second baseman backpedaling into the outfield makes the catch. 1 down.
Paige is just not wasting any time. 102nd pitch. 0-2 fastball just goes right at Rigdon. Ties him up. Very athletic play by Hunter Warren. You can see the drop step. Looks like a cornerback in the NFL. He drop steps, turns and runs. You do not run backwards. Great job, Hunter Warren.
And here's R.J. Austin. He swings at the first pitch. Strike 1. Vanderbilt in jeopardy of becoming the first ever #1 national seed since the NCAA went to this format in 1999 to not even make the regional final. One and one.
I mean, it's really just hard to fathom. We talked about it ad nauseum. Come in on a 9-game win streak, run through the SEC tournament, scorching hot. Bats have picked up. Pitching's the best in the country. And here we are.
Here are the other #1 national seeds that lost in the regional round, but they were all eliminated in Game 7, including Vanderbilt and David Price, who we showed you back in 2007. Incidentally, 2007, that was the first ever trip to the College World Series for Louisville. The team that is going to play the winner of this one later tonight in the region finals. And I think a lot of people expected after last night's ball game there would be a rematch between the Cards and the Doors. We'll see. Swung on and missed. Struck him out. 2 down here in the 8th. As R.J. Austin walks back to the dugout, 0 for 11 in the regional.
Great sequence, shown him a lot of good 4-seam fastballs, and then on that pitch right there, pulls the string, changeup away. Austin cannot foul it off. Huge second out in the 8th.
Now Riley Nelson. He was the hero on Friday night. And that 2-run homer, but they're down 4 here and running out of outs. Vanderbilt does have 4 wins this year when trailing after 7. That includes Friday night. Hammered to center, but it's going to stay in the ballpark. Daniel is there, puts it away. It's another 1-2-3 inning for Griffin Paige. The cool sophomore lefty has been brilliant today in Music City. Here in Nashville, Tennessee, it's been a great weekend, and Wright State has been drinking that go-go juice in the Raiders dugout the last 3 days, and it's starting to really pay off.
It's got to have a little petroleum in it, because these guys have been on the gas, no brakes whatsoever with this offense.
Miller Green had a 1-2-3 7th. He comes back out for the 8th inning, trying to hold this to a 4-run deficit for Vanderbilt. Luke Arnold leads it off for the Raiders. This all started to go sideways when Austin Nye, the starter for Vanderbilt, freshman right-hander, gave up 4 in the first inning.
Could not get out of the first. Hunter Warren led it off with a double, got a couple of quick outs, and then Peltier got a single. Boston Smith homered to right. Another homer by Luke Arnold, this guy right here, and it was on. That was the last inning that Austin Nye threw.
Swung on and missed. Tag is applied. And so 1 out here in the 8th inning.
I mean, it's the numbers between the first time around the lineup and then the rest of the game. Wright State really kind of settles in, cools off. Got a 2-run home run yesterday late to beat East Tennessee State. But they almost kind of just settle into the game. They're like, all right, we got enough right now.
We'll see if that's going to be the case, as Brody Johnston is going to lead it off in the 9th for Vanderbilt. 4, 5, and 6 due up. 1 out for Cam Gilkerson. Tried to hold up, couldn't do it. It's 1-2. A lot of people around college baseball have been talking about Murray State out of the Missouri Valley Conference. They've made some noise as a 4 seed at the Oxford Regional. If this happens, boy, Wright State is going to be in the newspaper. Swung on and missed, 2 down.
Let's see what's so good about Miller Green. Fastball low 90s and then a big sweeping slider. This makes it lefties uncomfortable, starts at their front hip, ends up about a foot off the plate. Gilkerson does not have anything on the backside to dive in there to get it. That thing's on the way out.
Conlon Daniel 0 for 2 with a walk. Just a freshman, but boy, has he been a leader this weekend for Wright State. Had a homer and a double Friday against Vanderbilt. Has played excellent center field this weekend. And so looking ahead to the 9th, Greg, is there a chance that Griffin Paige comes out, or do they do something else?
I'm throwing him back out there. I really am. I mean, his velocity last inning was what it was in the first inning. He is maintaining that. He's making pitches. And this Vandy team is just frustrated. They're up there getting what they think are good pitches to hit, and they're just flying out, popping up. They're not catching up to what's going on. They're a little break, a little change up, little slider.
2-2. And now full count, as Wright State would love to pad the lead so Grand Slam can't tie it. Inside, walked him. And Daniel had to look back to home plate umpire Don Goller to make sure. But yeah, that's ball 4. So a 2-out base runner here in the 8th inning. And Will Cook strides to the plate again.
Pretty good fastball, pretty good location. Daniel, serious threat to run, 14 bags on the season. We're probably going to try to see, and we have seen Wright State trying to just add one more run. Got to believe Daniel's going to be off and running soon.
Former Louisville Cardinal Will Cook at the plate. Oh, they got him hung up. Running into second base, and he slid over the bag. And now they've got Daniel in a pickle. Johnston Got it to Vastine. He was out of the baseline, and that ends the inning.
That was entertaining.
Well, Daniel running all over the half acre, but he is the third out here in the 8th. And now last chance for Vanderbilt. Griffin Paige. Looks like he's ready to come out. Our Capital One rewarding performance. Who else? Griffin Paige, sophomore left-hander, has given up just 1 run, 1 hit. It was the home run to Johnston. 3 strikeouts. He has walked 5, but Vanderbilt 0 for 4 with runners in scoring position today.
Griffin Paige has been amazing. I mean, came into this game just scuffling, and today was wiped it all away. 4-seam fastballs, changeups, sliders, everything behind in the count, attacking the zone, getting a couple of walks, but it's just kept this Vandy offense completely off balance.
Brody Johnston has the 1 hit for Vanderbilt, as Paige tries to go CG against the #1 national seed. There's been only 1 complete game so far in the regionals this year. Griffin Hugas of Miami, and that 4-1 win over Columbia.
This is very similar to what happened in the 5th inning. He started to get a little bit loose, missing arm side, missing elevated. He flies open a little bit. If he can get himself back on track and drive the ball downhill like he's been doing for most of the game, he's fine. This is going to be a very, very short leash from Alex Sogard.
Well, they just walked Johnston, and so now we'll see how short that leash indeed is. As you can see, both Whitesell and Hartzell, 2 right-handers, warming up, and here comes Alex Sogard.
Both of those guys threw on Friday night and were part of this comeback.
They're going to give a big round of applause to Griffin Paige. You got to believe here in just a second. Whitesell coming in. And the Raiders fans absolutely thrilled with what they saw from the sophomore from Mount Pleasant Mills, Pennsylvania. Just 1 hit allowed today. Back in a moment. Well, this was the magic off the bats of Vanderbilt late in that game Friday against Wright State. 3 home runs. They were all against Warren Hartzell, as Vanderbilt won that game 4-3. Now they have 3 outs to work with, a man at first base, down 4. Can they do it again? Trying to come back as Max Whitesell comes in. 21st relief appearance of the year for the Raiders. And the first pitch to Braden Holcomb is off the plate. We saw Whitesell, Greg, on Friday face 1 batter and struck him out.
He came in after all the damage was done. Made some quick work of that 1 hitter that he came in to face. Good year, 3-0, 3.18. Fastball is going to be 87-92. Cutter, slider. That was his cutter right there.
Holcomb reached on an error in the 2nd, grounded out in the 4th, and walked in the 6th. 9 homers, 34 runs batted in for the sophomore from Orlando. Huge man, 6'5", 240. 1-2 the count.
Kind of surprised that Vandy is this ultra aggressive. Whitesell's got 13 walks in his 22 innings of work. But now, obviously, once you get 1 strike, all right, you go into attack mode, but you need walks, you need errors, you need hits, you need home runs, you need something to overcome a 4-run deficit.
Wright State double play depth. And another one ticked foul. The Louisville Cardinals await the winner. Cardinals beat Vanderbilt for the 2nd time this month last night to get into the regional final. That game will come from Music City at 9 Eastern time. Will it be Wright State, or will Vanderbilt come back again? They've had the knack at home in doing just that lately. Check swing, did he go? No. Darren Hyman, first base umpire.
That was close. Trying to protect the zone. Holcomb almost took it a little bit too far. Don't see very many check swings at the end of a game. Nobody wants to make that decision.
2 balls and 2 strikes to Holcomb. Vanderbilt trying to avoid that distinction. First #1 national seed to miss a regional final. Tennessee was the #1 national seed last year, won the whole thing. Two balls, 2 strikes. Just off the plate. Max Weitzel wanted that one, but you know what? It has been a tight strike zone since the opening pitch.
It really has. Don Goller behind the plate has been consistent. It has been tight. There's been a couple pitches that I thought have been strikes. That one ended up a little bit below the knees. Has been a ball. Has not been called a strike all day.
8th pitch to Holcomb. Called strike 3. 1 down.
This might be the best pitch that Weitzel has thrown. This is just a filthy cut fastball. Bottom of the zone. That one's about 2 inches higher than that prior fastball that I said was down. What a pitch. 3-2.
There's Griffin Paige. An 8-inning beauty. Hoping his buddy Weitzel can wrap it up. 2 outs to go. Backhanded nicely by Boston Smith. As Colin Barcy stands up there again, he's been on twice, couple of walks. Flew out his last time to the plate in the 6th inning. Vanderbilt has just lacked timely hitting. The last few days, they need a bunch of it now.
I've been in the spot. I was a closer for a while, for a long while, and in this spot right here, you got a 4-run lead. The guy that can do the most damage is still sitting on the bench. You have to go into attack mode. You have to hit the strike zone. Yes, you don't want to give up hits. You cannot give up walks. You go to whatever pitch is your dancing pitch, whatever pitch got you to this point. And that's been the cut fastball for Weitzel. He throws it right there to land a strike.
2 balls, 1 strike to Barcy. That's outside. 3-1. Brody Johnston at first base. 3-1 count on Barcy. Jonathan Vastine, who is hitless tonight, hitless in the regional, is on deck. (3-1). And this is going to get out of play. Wright State eliminated East Tennessee State yesterday, 7-5. That snapped a 10-game losing streak in NCAA tournament play. First postseason win since beating Ohio State at the Louisville Regional in 2016. They are very close to making history here today.
They have been really good. 4-0 already this season in elimination games.
Spiked it. Smith plays it off the wall quickly. Johnston had no thoughts of trying to take third base. Can't afford any outs on the bases, so second base for Johnston. Barcy's at first now, and here comes Jonathan Vastine.
There's not one person wearing a white uniform right now that is not having flashbacks to Friday night.
Jonathan Vastine 0 for 9 in the tournament. Vastine has 9 homers on the year. Vastine decided to come back for his senior year, and Tim Corbin said when he made that decision, our team immediately became better because of his defense. They need his offense now.
Yeah, they really do. He has been very, very quiet, been pressing, has been unable to get some bunts down. Defense has been rock solid, as you'd expect. But I said, when you get into these situations, you got to pound the zone. You got to throw strikes. You can't nibble. You got a little bit more leeway than you normally have in the 9th inning. You got a 4-run lead. You cannot bring the tying run to the plate.
You saw Hartzell and Ayling warming up for Wright State. There was a long talk. Boston Smith and Max Weitzel. Wright State 2 outs away from a monumental upset. Johnston at second base. Barcy at first. 1 out. 5-1 Raiders. One-0 pitch to Jonathan Vastine. 2-0.
This isn't going to take very long. They're probably going to start. If this gets any deeper, they're going to go back to Hartzell, and he was the one that gave up the 3 home runs on Friday night.
Two out of Vastine, and that's a strike. No #1 seed in NCAA tournament history has been held to only 1 hit. That's regionals, supers, College World Series, the whole smash. And a few 2-hit games for #1 seeds. That's inside, 3-1. And Jacob Humphrey is on deck. And Humphrey, 4 home runs on the year. He would love to come up with a chance to tie it with 1 swing. 3-1. Down and in, walked him. Bases loaded here in the 9th inning. And now the Commodores fans are starting to believe again.
It's going to bring out Alex Sogard. Got to believe they're going to go to Warren Hartzell. Boy, he's got to have some cobwebs after what happened on Friday night.
Pitching change in Music City. Back in a moment. Well, Vanderbilt, so many comebacks in recent weeks. Holcomb leaving the yard, walk-off against Alabama. Holcomb again. That knocked out Kentucky that night. That was May the 15th. And then the next night, little Jonathan Vastine action. Another walk-off against Kentucky. Now this was Friday night against Wright State. Little wink to the stands. Riley Nelson unleashes over the foul pole. It was originally called foul, overturned, ball game. But the loss last night, snapping a 5-game winning streak at home, coming from behind. Can they get another streak started now here at home, coming from behind? Bases loaded in the 9th. Jacob Humphrey at the plate.
Well, they've gotten the pieces put in place. You got the tying run to the dish via the walk. Humphrey had a home run in the SEC title game.
And Warren Hartzell on the mound. Smith, great block. Remember, Hartzell took the loss Friday. 4 runs, 4 hits, including that blast to Riley Nelson. He's got to have a short memory here, Greg Olson. How do you do that?
It's really hard. I got to be honest with you. He's been in this spot, blew the game on Friday night. I can't lie. You have the echoes. You have the cobwebs of what happened. You have the memories of making some bad pitches.
Popped up left field. Is it playable? Third baseman calling for it, and Fultz makes the catch for the 2nd out. So again, Vandy still searching for that big hit.
But you asked me, how do you get over that? What happened Friday night? You throw a pitch, you attack the zone, you get a pop-up, you get it quick, early out. And all of a sudden, it's like, all right, everything's back right. I'm going to get out of this jam.
And now Mike Mancini 0 for 3. Vanderbilt 0 for 14 now with runners in scoring position on the weekend.
Mancini has been hot this postseason, Clay.
First pitch to Mancini. Breaking ball in there for a strike. Boy, that had some movement.
That was nice. Mancini took Hartzell deep on Friday night to lead off the 8th inning. And don't think both of those guys aren't remembering vividly what the pitch was, where it was, and how it happened.
Bases loaded. 4-run lead for Wright. Outside. 1-1. Last night against Louisville, Vanderbilt had 2 on in the 9th, did not score. Bases loaded here, down 4 with 2 outs. Another breaking ball back up the middle, base hit. 1 run is in. Barcy is going to score. And now the lead is 2. And back to the top of the order, and Rustin Rigdon representing the go-ahead run.
Very similar to what happened on Friday. Breaking ball down in the zone. Mancini swinging a great bat this postseason. Doesn't try to do too much. Tries to keep the line moving. Gets a breaking ball down. Laces it into center field. Now we have the tying run at first base.
First hit since the 2nd inning, that leadoff homer by Johnston. And now Rigdon behind in the count. Finally, a base hit for the Commodores with runners in scoring position this weekend. And it comes from Mike Mancini. 5-3 here in the 9th.
Rigdon had a single in that 8th inning off of Hartzell. Little cut fastball down, took it right back to center field. He's got good memories of facing Hartzell as well.
Tying run at first. Hit toward the gap. Long run. It's going to get down. It's going to bounce into the stands. That is going to be a double. They're going to send Mike Mancini back to 3rd. So it's a run-scoring double for Rustin Rigdon. And it's now 5-4.
Worst case scenario for Vanderbilt. This ball bounces over the wall. Ground rule double. Mancini is going to score easily on this play. He is off and running. He is going to score standing up. Instead, he gets sent back to 3rd base because that ball bounced over that wall.
Everybody on their feet in Nashville. Tying run at 3rd, go-ahead run at 2nd. 5-4 now here in the 9th. And this is R.J. Austin. But time is called, and here comes the pitching coach, Travis Farrick, one more time. What is it about these late innings for the Commodores?
Clay, they are the hardest to get the last couple outs. It really is. I had the chance to close for the Orioles for a long time, and it is just so difficult. Every hitter is locked in. They've seen you. They are up to the challenge. You have to make good pitches and get them out. They are not going to go quietly into the night. I certainly wish they would have. Made it a lot easier on my life. But somebody's got to step up, and it's got to be Warren Hartzell. He's got to make a pitch, got to make a play. Got to have some defender make a great play somehow.
R.J. Austin at the plate, 0 for 11 in the regional. Breaking ball swung on, lifted into right field. There is Gilkerson. He's got it, and Wright State has done it. They have knocked off the #1 national seed on Vanderbilt's home field. 3 runs in the ninth for Vanderbilt. It's not enough. 5 for the final. The Raiders are moving on to take on Louisville tonight.
Just a stunning upset. The Bats woke up too late. Griffin Paige had the game of his life. And these Raiders of Wright State are able to hold on.
An amazing season for Vanderbilt comes to an end here at home, and they will not reach Omaha this year as the #1 national seed. They will not make the Super Regional round. They will not even get to the regional final, and that's the first time since 1999, when this format was adopted, that the #1 national seed has failed to make the region finals. Defeated last night by Louisville and knocked out with an early body blow in the first inning. The Wright State Raiders out of the Horizon League. And so now the stage is set. Louisville, Wright State tonight. Region final. Louisville has to be beaten twice. Wright State hoping to carry this regional into Monday. But Louisville sitting in good shape.
They've done the job. They've been special offensively, and this young man right here to go with Cam Allen just stymied the Vandy Bats.
Griffin Paige, what an amazing start. 8 innings, 1 run, 1 hit, walked 5, but he kept Vandy in check. And he's going to be the winning pitcher despite coming into this game, Greg Olson, with an ERA near 9.
17 runs in the last 4 starts. Just got it done at an unbelievable level, the biggest time of the game.
Griffin, congratulations. I can't imagine what this means to you and to the Wright State baseball program. What are you feeling right now?
Lost for words, really. I mean, these guys, we grind every day. We work our tails off, and to go out there and perform like that, it's special. I'm just glad we got it done at the end of the day.
All right, probably the biggest moment, biggest time you've ever been on the mound, best game you've ever thrown?
Yeah, I mean, biggest game I ever pitched in, and I showed up, and I just, you know,
yes, you did.
Out there just trying to get guys out, 1 out at a time. That's what we preach here. It's 1 pitch at a time. You really can't do anything else. And just, you know, staying steady throughout the game and not going, you know, not getting too high, not getting too low.
What impresses you the most about Wright State baseball right now?
We're tough. We show a lot of toughness, and there's never a doubt in our minds that we can compete with anybody out there. You know, these guys, it's a good team. Obviously, they're 1 seed in the country, and you know, we show up. We never had a doubt. We think we can compete with anybody any given day.
Well, you made a little history tonight. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Griffin Paige,
Great
the
job,
winning pitcher
Griffin.
for Wright State, as they will take on Louisville. Coming up later tonight in the region final, these teams will meet for the 18th time ever. The last time they played, Wright State beat them. Louisville was #1 at the time, beat them 10-3. That was back in 2020 before COVID shut everything down. So we'll see what happens here tonight. What a ball game. And we get a huge upset as Tim Corbin's Vanderbilt Commodores lose it here 5-4, and just not enough offense.
That was exactly it. I mean, this is the best pitching staff in the country, and they could not get it done with runners in scoring position. And there's nothing that man could do. You can't help the guy swing the bat. You can't make him hit good pitches. And it was just a struggle all 3 games.
Well, Dan McDonald's Louisville Cardinals are well rested. You know, they're going to be looking to this game tonight, maybe feeling like they have a chance to lock this thing up tonight and get on to the Super Regional round because they're playing the 4 seed. But this Wright State team is not your run-of-the-mill 4 seed.
This is a very potent offense. They are top nationally in the top 30 in about 10 categories. These guys can swing it. They have been swinging it so hot their first time through the lineup and setting themselves up, and they've gotten the best starting pitching in the tournament so far.
Well, that's going to be the question. Who starts the next game against Louisville? We know that Eberle is going to go for Louisville. At least that's what we were told yesterday. I guess that's subject to change, but certainly this is going to be a gritty bunch going into the Louisville game tonight, and you know, don't count them out.
No, I would never count them out. After that, Griffin Paige had been struggling, and you're going, okay, the numbers are not good. This is not a good matchup for Wright State. And then he goes out and throws a game of his life. Offense just ambushes Vandy. I'm not going to count Wright State out. These guys are too good. They're too hot.
Vanderbilt, the 4th national seed to be eliminated. The #1 national seed Vanderbilt bows out, joining Oregon, Georgia, and Clemson. Disappointing ending for the Commodores here at home. And so now Louisville and Wright State, a 4 versus 2 matchup. That game coming your way at 9 o'clock Eastern time tonight. Greg and I will have it for you. We hope you can join us. What a performance. Griffin Paige, Boston Smith, the cast of characters from the Raiders of Wright State back tonight in the region final. 5-4 over Vanderbilt. Now to squeeze play. Chris Button, Chris Burke, Mike Rooney.